All right then. What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing this morning? YouTube. Pablo, am I looking to sell the lows? Nah, I don't. Man, you should never sell the lows. Come on now, Daddy. You know better than this. Never. Why I can't have both of these at the same time, man? Why it doesn't want me to use? Oh, whatever. No, never, man. I'm never looking to sell the lows. Never. Got that solid bottom, so it does feel like we'll probably pull back again. Probably take some profits off of that first sell that we had. How y'all doing on YouTube? $19.81 is a good point to buy. I mean, yeah, in theory. You just kind of gotta watch the price action that comes with that level. I mean, it's a buy level for me, but if I'm still bearish on other time frames, I would count, or that would be a counter trend trade. Meaning I wouldn't care if I missed that buy, considering my bias. If my bias is bearish, right? Just because you have a buy level doesn't mean I'm going to take it, right? It would just be a counter trend trade, right? So if I would have missed that buy and it stayed in the bearish trend, all I'm doing is waiting for a sell then, right? For me, 1981, 1982 was more of an area to take profit from the sells that we were in, which we did, right? I'm waiting for this minor area of supply now, as we had a second attempt of that low and we didn't break. So that tells you you're going to come higher, which is exactly what we're doing for now. And then I'm waiting on US 30 for stock open. As I mentioned to the fam before I got on YouTube Live, I was looking to see if maybe we could come towards this 1 hour sell level that I have and then a bearish push. So I'm gonna wait to see what happens with this 15. If you get, a push, I would look for a retest and a sell entry. If not, right, if we just break higher, right, I'll be targeting somewhere in this big supply zone. We got a 4 hour and a 1 hour and a no wick candle up here. Two valid points to be looking for. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my day today. We don't have the best price action right now on gold. But we still capitalized in late London or late Asian session this morning. Um, yeah, you know, we will, just have to be waiting and patient for our next entry, and that's the main reason why people are like, oh, why you don't go live more often? Because for more often than not, all you're doing is sitting and waiting. You know what I mean? And some people don't like to just sit here and wait because all they want to do is press buttons and hopefully make money. You know what I mean? But, and as I had sent in the free room, in the mentorship, in the video I did yesterday, right? I really wanted to retest the trend line, the 2000 level, the prior weekly low, but, we didn't get that, right? So we took what we had, we took a nice little sell there, and, we'll see, excuse me, if we're given another entry area. Because I do have, further targets I'm looking, for that 78, 74, all the way down to 69. And then ideally, if we could get lower towards that 1950 key level, it'd be perfect. That might take a lot more of the week. And if I'm trying to catch that, I'd rather not waste capital just by wanting to enter if there's nothing there. Know what I mean? But also, as I outlined in the video yesterday, if you guys watched that, right? I've been training myself with this 8 and 20 EMA, right? And I'm very transparent. When I say training myself, I mean I've been using these EMAs for like 3.5 weeks now, which is why I figure what better time than to try and educate you guys as I'm educating myself, right? I don't have a mentor. I am my mentor, right? So the way I be using them is like confirmation. Sometimes I can't even say signals, because the only way you could call it a signal is if it's like you already have other bias and other confirmations. Therefore, it's just adding a confirmation. But this morning at about 12:30 in the morning for New York time, which is right in here where the sell is, I said, look, this is an interesting zone for gold. I think we'll either get a $10 push down or we'll push to our main level, right? We got $8, right? From this area, we got $8 pushed down, and then we came for the 10, right? The reason for that is I saw that we were cracking. One, right? We had pullback. We developed a tight range, and we're hugging the moving averages, right? And we were below it all yesterday. So then when you cross back below it, that really tells you, all right, boom, you're bearish. You see that you have a big bearish engulfing, and then you come back to retest what would probably be a fib, right? I can't confirm or deny this second, but yeah, you can see at 50 and 61 right there. So you have reason to buy, right? So that's really how I've been using these moving averages. Hopefully that's a little bit of help to some of you guys. So we just came for the supply area. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, because ideally, we want to keep this lower high. But if we break it, we're going to come up towards 1990 all the way up to possibly 92, where I'll be looking for sells. I'm going to wait for this 5 minute to close. If we have a rejecting 5 minute, I mean, if it closed below it, I'd possibly be looking for a sell with a stop at those lower highs, giving it a little bit of room to breathe. So I'd probably just put it up to like 90.5. Or 89.5, I'm sorry, right? And then I would look to target the lows. And then if those break, I'd look to take it lower, right? I don't know. Maybe I'll get that. Maybe I won't, It really depends what happens here in this 5 minute, because it really could just continue higher. I do agree this whole 91 or 81 to 82 area is a good buy zone. Just me personally, I'm not really looking to buy that because, as I mentioned earlier, like I'm bearish, right? Once we get a big break of structure bullish, then I'll be like, all right, cool, I'm bullish, right? But for now, like I'm not looking to buy right here. I'd really be looking to buy lower after we take this liquidity, or You know, if it's a perfect world over at this 1950 key level, you know. So we'll see, you know, we have this 4 hour sell level at 92. So we could come up there and I'm not going to care at all. And vice versa. We could break this small structure we have here and come up towards that 2K key level that I was looking for. And I would still not bat an eye. I wouldn't get sad at all because it would give me a better position to sell. First initial reaction off of that area. That's really nice to see. Would love to be able to sell this. We got, 22 more minutes until I'd really like to get active. So what I would expect is if this is going to reject us, I would expect until 30 to kind of like edge us down at that 30 open, probably pull back. And then somewhere with that pullback and that lower high is where I would look to enter. All right. And that's where you could say, oh my God, maybe we're forming a head and shoulders. Right. And as I outlined earlier, I don't care about what you might be forming. Right. Because you could say, oh, we're at the head, let me sell the head, but then you go higher and it's like, oh, well, it wasn't a head and shoulders. You know what I mean? It was just a higher high, right? Based on that little bearish structure or bullish structure. Plus, I don't really trade patterns like that, if I'm going to be honest. I really just trade price action. I mean, patterns fall in that area of price action, but I don't really care for them. Hope you guys are all having a good week thus far. Really trying to use that level. Decent respect for it. Not a biggest fan of how if I sold the open, I would have a 30 pip stop. I know I sound like a little bitch saying that, but like I don't like these 5 minute trades, if I'm being honest with you. I really don't. Normally stick to about that 15 or rejecting that those moving averages. So it wouldn't be a bad sell. I mean, if you wanted to take it. I personally am not entering just yet. So do as you please. Ideally, what I'd like to see is one more pullback, second pullback and rejection. But there's a very big chance you don't get that. Right. That's one of the biggest things about trading you have to understand is you're not going to catch every entry and you need to be fine with that. Oh, excuse me. Got you, Simon. Guess I probably should have sold that. Oh well. Wasn't the biggest fan of a 5-minute area of supply, if I'm gonna be real. See how we're looking over here on a 4-hour. See how much time we got. We close this 4-hour at the end of this hour. I haven't broken a high of a prior, so that's good to see. Guess it is rejecting that prior daily low area now. Yeah, ideally, what I would like to see is this candle continue to push further, make a new low, and then come for a retest, right? And then have that retest come for that liquidity, and that leaves you a good 70 to 100 pip trade. As I mentioned, I didn't take that 5-minute supply sell, so it would be nice to see something like that. It would just be continuing the little structure that we have, and would give you a nice little sell for the day. Yeah, so my US 30 is, I said that we were probably going to break this high. We ended up doing it, right? I was looking at this 1-hour sell level. However, I'm really waiting for this 930 open because you normally will see volatility there. So not really worried about what happens here. If we wanted to fall from it, I'd be expecting whatever until 930 to push down, break these prior lows, higher lows, have a little bit of a pullback, and then sell, right? Now, at the same time, we have two other levels that are inside of this area of supply that I would prefer to sell from, meaning I'd rather have US session open up, push us higher, and then you get signs of a reaction, price action supporting a sell, and then to sell from those levels. It's like a 4-hour level of supply. Depending on what you tap off of that wedge that we talked about, you have a no wick here on this candle, and then you have this bearish trend line. So I'm really just waiting. I don't trade stocks before they're open. I think that's somewhat redundant, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, that's really what I'm looking for. I guess I really probably should have sold that. It's whatever. It is what it is. I don't catch everything. I'm not the biggest fan of just a one rejection. Like I said, I would have, if we would have had a second rejection, even a wick up a little bit, I would have taken it. We didn't have nothing, just instant drop. And, that's fine with me that I missed that. Still got this position running. Got our stop at break even. Took some partials. Yeah, you got to smash that like. I don't know how many of y'all are in here, but hit that like button. It's free. Only providing free content. The least you can do is hit that like button. Mr. Pablo always reminding you guys that. I don't get out coffee. It doesn't wake me up at all. That 15 had a nice rejection. Yeah, I guess in case people don't really understand what I'm meaning, I really want to see us break this low, maybe bounce off the top of that liquidity, retest the same area we came from or somewhere around it, and then look to sell it further towards 69. And then, if that 69 breaks, right, with a good amount of volume, right, you need volume because those are just lines of liquidity where we had lows. And what I mean by that is these levels right here. So anytime when we talked about this consolidation range in the video, anytime you pushed to the low, you had a low here, then you pushed up, you had a low here, then you pushed up, and then you had a low here before you pushed up, right? And then that first area, the high of that is just this, where you have all these 4 wicks where there's clearly liquidity there that pushed you higher, right? Those are those targets. And then you have the 50 key level with a 4 hours buy zone, which that is, someone asked, am I looking to buy? And I'd be looking to buy there at the 50 level because, you have a 4 hour buy level, you have the 1950 key level, and, hopefully you would have some price action. But yeah, and then this bigger blue box right here is 23 and 38% long-term and short-term fib. So something for me to also be watching. But yeah. Can you explain how I use the MAs again? Yeah, so they're EMAs, they're exponential moving averages. It's 8 and 20, 8 and 20. And I really just use them as a directional confirmation, right? If your lower EMA is below your higher, you're bearish. If your higher EMA is above your lower, you're bullish, right? So you go ahead of the 15, you can see, just go back to, we'll start right here with Monday, right? So you have your lower EMA, the yellow is the lower and the red is the higher. So you have your lower EMA above it. So you're showing you're bullish, right? That doesn't mean, oh my God, I'm going to be bullish for 8 million pips. It means on this time frame, right? So it just helps you with your directional bias, right? I was already expecting bearish, so I wouldn't be looking to take any of the buy, quote unquote, signals it gives you. What I would be looking for is us to cross back over, right? To show, okay, we're looking to get bearish, right? And then you come and you hug them for a minute. And in that same hug, you have a crossover, and then you crossed over again, right? So that's telling me, we are bearish. I am correct. And then you can see this is London right here. Well, this is not even London. This is 1:30. London opens at 3. But what you would have been able to do with that is you would have been able to take the highs of your choosing, whether it's the London highs, the highs you have here, just take them to the bottom. And you can see you came towards 61, right? You would technically pull that down a little bit, but then you had a 61, you had a 4 hour area of supply, and then you fell, right? More current, you had that yesterday, right? You're below it. You had that news, which pushed you well above it, and you crossed your lower above your higher, right? Telling you probably don't want to sell yet. But then when you cross back again in this big candle right here, you can say, all right, I'm bearish, right? You need other confirmations like your own price action analysis and everything. But then anywhere in here you could have sold, your stop would have been above the high, right? The lower high. And you would have targeted the lows, right? We had areas to be looking at down here, which is why we were selling, right? And you would have had a nice trade, right? So now if you look at where we're at currently, right? We had the same kind of thing happen, which is where we had got this entry from. This is what I mentioned earlier, right? We came above it and then we just stayed sideways, right? I wanted higher, but we didn't get that. And then at about 12:45 midnight, New York time, which is somewhere like right here, I mentioned how, look, this is an interesting area on gold. I think we'll either get a $10 push to the downside or we will come to our main level, right? And that was because I saw that, look, we were struggling to go higher, right? And we had this tight range. And we saw that the EMAs were tightening up as if the lower wanted to cross the higher, which is what we had. You had the lower cross below, you had a nice sell. And then just like earlier, right, you take your high to your low. You saw you came for that 61, meaning if you missed that entry, because I don't always get that first entry, right? You would have had a valid reason to re-enter with London open. You would target those lows, which you took, and then you would just have your runner left for profits. Now you could take that same fib from those highs, pull it down here. That's where you see you're bouncing off 38. Pull it down a little more, same kind of thing, 38, almost 6-1, but we had that little area of supply that I mentioned. It gave you nice 30 pip move. And we're really doing the same thing. We're just hugging those EMAs. Nothing really to say based off of it right now, but that's basically how I use them. And like I mentioned, a disclaimer, I've only really been using EMAs for like 3 weeks, right? I'm trying to perfect I guess you could say my EMA strategy, but that's how I've been using them. That's how I like them. I never say, oh my God, we're tapping an EMA, let me sell, right? Because I don't think that's smart. I use it to help confirm my directional bias. You can go up on higher time frames. I believe we had like a 4-hour that really helped me to say that we're still bearish. It was last week, right? So we were above it. You can see we were above it. We crossed below, then we crossed back up, pushed up higher. And then when you crossed here, which is when you had broken that, it was some small little trend line that we had here. I don't really remember what it was off the top of my head. I think it was something like this, right? No, it wasn't that. That's a complete lie. I don't know what it was. I really don't feel like finding it for you guys. I'm lazy. I think it was this one. I'm gonna be real. I think it was that, right? So then on 4-hour, right? You cross below them. You had that first candle below it. So I was like, all right, I want to sell. We had this no wick candle here. We had that targeted with news. We was able to sell more. So you can get that bias, on any time frame that you want. Obviously, if it's 4 hours, it's going to take a lot longer. And then same with like this week, right? We had the lows that was broken. We had an initial sell here. We had another sell here. And then somewhere over here, this 2015 area, I believe it was on Monday. You're hugging those same EMAs. You didn't cross the lower above the higher. So no reason to say, oh my God, maybe we need to wait longer. And even in the weekly analysis video, explained why I was still bearish, what I was targeting, which was the 1983, which we have taken. Yeah, we've taken that 83. So in theory, my weekly analysis is over, right? We're just trying to continue to follow that, which is another reason why I'm not 100% trying to go and fight for more sells, because I said we would come to 83, 82 to 83 area. Ideally, I do want to tap that 81.2 and then go up, if anything. But, we followed that analysis perfectly. But yeah, hopefully that was a little bit of help, Soladine. Yeah, I'm really just, like I said earlier, like I'm my own mentor. I don't go watch YouTube videos. I don't go watch other traders to figure out how they do it. I make it work for myself, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to adapt with the market if you want to succeed in this business. And I'm not, and sounds really stupid considering I'm a mentor for other people. But the thing is I don't care about my signals. I care about teaching you, because what I was getting at is, what if I had a mentor and he died tomorrow and I was relying on him to make money? Well, now I'm fucked, right? And I'm saying you could say, oh, well, why do I want you as a mentor? What if you die and then I don't know what to do? Right. Then you want to learn, you want to be in our lives. You want to be active in our mentorship Discord. You want to be asking all the questions you can. That way, God forbid I die, or whoever your mentor is, if you have one, that you're at least able to continue to learn and profit, right? I mean, the markets are different from last year, which were different from the year before that, right? They're always going to change because it's like gambling. And now I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's not gambling. No, what I mean is the house always has an edge, right? These institutions always are going to have an edge. You have to figure out how to make their edge as small as possible, taking their edge away and giving it to yourself. That way you have a bit of an edge. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, basically moving average cross. That's what I'm looking for to confirm my directional bias, and then to basically help me with my own psychology of shit. Do I need to get out of this trade? Is it going to go against me, right? If the moving averages are showing me I shouldn't get out, if there's nothing else other than my emotions, I'm going to stay in the trade. I guess that would have been the easiest way to tell you what it is moving average cross. I just wasn't thinking of it like that. But yeah, you're spot on. Basically just looking for them to cross. And I guess the other reason why I didn't say moving average cross is I feel like a lot of people just blatantly take a moving average cross signal. I don't do that. And that's what I was trying to outline. You need to have other confirmations. The more confirmations, the higher the probability of your trade working out, right? So yeah, but to make it very easy, yeah, I look for crosses in the moving average, which I use 8 and 20 because it's really good for day trading, with my current experience of them. And from that is when I, continue to hold my trade. Like for instance, this sell that I'm in, if we had a fat voluminous candle above these moving averages and we started to see the yellow above the red, I probably would end up taking my final partial on this trade, leaving the runner 10% runner at break even, because it would tell me, all right, there's a higher chance that we push all the way up towards my entry. So I might as well take more profits off the table. All right, so we had a New York Open. Let's see what exactly US 30 is looking like. Okay, here comes this possible push to the downside. We'll see, because like I was mentioning, if we do want to respect this level, I would expect this high to be respected, coming to break these lows, get a nice little pullback, and then further sells. And then in that general area where you have that lower high made is where I would look to take a sell, right? Obviously, if we go higher, that's fine. I have an area there, but I would love for that to happen. And at the end of the day, that's an hour sell level, which, we closed the hour above it, right? But in terms of the wick, which is what I do take into account that too, that wick that we're looking at, we closed below that. So still on the table for me, but really in no rush. And I know that's basically just a support resistance zone. It's just, if you tighten it up, you can see we bounced off of it. So it might tell you you're going to go higher. As I said, we're a minute and a half into it. We'll see what happens. You might not end up getting a trade off of that. We'll see. Oh, it was actually a really nice sell. If any of you guys took it, nice. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't, though, because even I said, hey, I didn't take that trade. I didn't. I outlined it in this YouTube live. I outlined it when we were all the way right here for my mentorship people. They got that. But, at the end of the day, that's another thing I don't really agree with in terms of all of these educators. Is I don't think you should pick an educator whose sole purpose is giving you signals, because it goes back to the what if they die, right? You should always be wanting to learn. That way you don't need your mentor. You know what I mean? So if I'm able to help people doing that by giving them an analysis and making their own decision, cool. I'm not saying I don't send signals. I do. If I enter a trade, I tell all of my mentorship people, hey, I got in. Here's my stop. Here's what I'm looking for. Right. But I'm also going to send all my analysis. And if they agree with it, they're their own people. They can take the trade if they want. You know what I mean? And that's what I think. If you're looking for a mentor, you should be, because the goal of trading is financial freedom, which you can take out that word financial as freedom, right? You want to be able to do this from wherever, from whenever, and make as much money as you want, right? So what if your mentor goes on vacation for 3 weeks? Are you able to trade without him? Because the goal should be, at some point, you don't need your mentor. They're just there for extra strength and support and whatever you want. I am interested in a sell from this level on gold. The one thing I'll say though is this: where we're currently at, we have those 3 rejections, so you could come up hard, right, and break that structure. But if we were able to get a retest somewhere of like that blue body, I'd be more inclined to take it. But I would want us to push down hard, because I'd want to get rid of those 2 rejections and not leave a third. You know what I mean? We'll see. And I mean, if you are interested in that mentorship, the links are in the description. I have a free free Telegram, which I send my charts. My charts. I don't say nothing about them. I send my charts. If you're not paying money, then fuck it. You know what I mean? It'd be like saying, oh, I want to go to the gym, but I don't want to pay money. Okay, then go watch people fucking get fit. You know what I mean? If I'm going to put my time into something and help people, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I want a little bit of your money. You know what I mean? Anywhere you go in life, you're not going to find someone who's going to educate you or teach you a skill for free. You know what I mean? And don't say, oh my God, I go to public school. Okay, well, who pays for that? I do, with my tax paying money. You know what I mean? Nothing in life is free. And if it's free, then you got to know you're the product. It's a really generic saying, but it's the fucking truth. I mean, if you don't want to pay, there's a link in the description for you to join our regulated, keyword is regulated, broker. You deposit $500 or more, boom, you get free mentorship for the duration that you're trading on that broker. So there is a free option. You know what I mean? But I'm going to be real with you. I'm transparent. Then you are the product. I make commission off of you trading. Boom. It's a win-win. You feel me? Simple. Oh, I'm getting hungry, boys. I'll check that US 30 again. Looks like we pushed a little higher. No, not yet. This thing is really screaming for me to sell, but I'm going to keep my composure and my risk and not sell yet. It's 15 for now. Just has a fat wick rejection from that area, and we didn't break those lows yet. So that patience is really what's going to keep you paid in the market. I mean, if you was trying to be risky as fuck, which I'd never recommend, and sell this, because technically we haven't broken the prior candle, I'd look for something like this. I'd give it like 15, 20 pip stop above the high, and then I would look to take it down, right? That's not financial advice. That's just me fucking analyzing that chart and telling you what I see. Especially because I already outlined what I want to see, which is a break of those lows, that prior higher low, a break of it, a pullback up, and then sell with the pullback to give you more probability, more confirmation in the trade. If you're watching this YouTube, please leave a like, drop a subscription, subscribe. You know, it's free. Trying to grow this YouTube so we can reach more people who are in desperate need of education. You know what I mean? If you like it even more, you know, take a screenshot, post it on your Instagram story, help your friends out, help them make money. I don't care. Just a suggestion. It's free. It helps. You know what I mean? And, you know, if you're just joining, the same thing I'm looking for on US 30, the push, the retest, and lower is what I'm looking for on gold, right? All right, that's where we could get another entry would be if we end up breaking these lows, you retest that area and then boom, right? It might not be the low. It might be halfway through it. We'll know here in a little while. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I don't know whether to be happy or sad that we didn't end up coming back for that 2000 level. I really wanted to see that. That would have been a nice entry. Can I just get off of this 5-minute chart? I'm surprised it hasn't given me an aneurysm already. Fucking hate 5-minute. This UJ was literally just a break. All right, you broke. You had 38%. There's your resist. Oops. There's your resistance. Made it support. Bounced off 38. Hugged that 8 EMA. And yeah. Then on this high too, right? You broke it. Immediate rejection, retest and rejection. And there you go. Simple. Wonderful. You're not making any sort of progress with these lows other than breaking them. Like literally tapping them. Hey, at least if you were to have gotten in that trade, you hit your lows, you got your 48, 50 pips. Definitely take a partial if you want. At a minimum, put your stop loss at break even or just above this wick right here. And always account your broker spread, right? Go look at the spread. If it's fucking 30, if it's 3 pips right now, fucking make it. Add your spread to your stop. That way you don't get hunted by spread. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because that's happened to me more times than I can count. And let me just say, nothing gets me more angry than that. What I mean by, like, if you wanted your stop here at 86.73, if your fucking spread is 5 pips, because sometimes my spread's 5 pips, right? I'm going to make the stop 5 pips above that. You know what I mean? Above the level I want. Always account for that spread. Always. It's crucial. And in general, you should always just give your stop some fucking room. I mean, it's better now that we've broken lower, and ideally, like, you know, if we do get what we want, if we close this 15 below those lows, we should see further downside in a possible re-entry area, which, you know, I will look to take, you know what I'm saying, right? And if you're in that, right, I'd be looking for at least that 75 area, still running 50 pips. I mean, actually, that's about 63 right now. You know what I'm saying? So depending on how we get this close, I'm gonna look to take this lower high with a fib and look for 38 or 61. Same kind of thing as here. I mean, if you want, we could go look for a fucking 5-minute level of supply again, which you have one right here. And you could look for that. You know what I mean? As you know, ideally, like I say, you want more though. You have 6-1 right there, so that might work. We'll see. You really need that. You need, I don't even want to say really. Me, I need to close below these 2 wicks with a 5-15. Otherwise, not for me, right? Because until you do, you're really just fucking around. However, you will say here when you engulfed 1, 2, and 3 wicks, that's a good sign. Going to US 30. Oops. Yeah, so we're starting to see what I'm wanting. Like I said, I really want us to see us break these lows, come up for a retest, and then sell, right? That's what I'm looking for. If I don't get something like that, we'll have to reevaluate this situation. Okay, cool. We got that nice close below as I wanted. So now we can look for 38 or 6-1. We have the 5-minute supply at 6-1. 38 is the lows. So we'll see if maybe we can get a sell. That's a good sign, you know. I am tempted to snag a sell, like right about now at the stop at the high, but I'm not. I'm gonna continue to just wait for what I want, which is the break of that low right there, and then a pullback. And gold, like I said, I'm gonna wait for the same kind of thing. We might miss it. We might not get it today. All right, cool. We got that break that we wanted on the 30. So now I'll just be looking for a temporary bottom to be made, that pullback, and I sell. Don't know where it's going to come from, but we shall see. Well, I'd have to reevaluate that scenario. Free 100 pips if you ended earlier. You see, we had the same kind of price action yesterday, starting right at 9:30, carrying down until 10, and then you had that pullback, right? So that is essentially what we're going to be trying to replicate today. You see, we came to 50%. So, we'll see what kind of price action we get, and we'll look for the pullback and the sell back down to these lows 1 and 2, and we'll take it from there. Gold, as I mentioned, just keep reiterating the same thing, literally looking for the same thing, right? A pullback and a further sell. I'm not a fan of the blind entry, so there was no reason for me to sell, the break or none of that shit. That's not how I trade. So we will wait and see where we make a low and look for some pullback. $38 would be nice. And then with US 30, same kind of thing. 38 would be nice. 6-1 works as well. Is that 38? Possible sells from this level right here. If I was selling, I'd probably have my stop above the prior, something like that. And then I'd be looking to target ideally this low right here. And then we can see we're into our area of liquidity. We tapped the highest area. See if we can get a 74 out of it. Really wish we would have had some kind of pullback. But, we'll continue to watch this daily level that we have. And at the end of the day, we'll see where Fib's at. Not much more I can say. Oh, shit, about that. This dude is retarded. I've seen this dude. Oh my God. He sent 3 buy limits today on gold, and every single one of them has just gotten trashed. What a fucking loser. I don't get that. I don't get how people could be so stupid. Like just constant losses. Like I don't even talk shit about other traders because it's hard. But how do you how is all you're doing losing? Like fuck, I have one loss, I'm done for the day essentially. Like my fucking own psychology is like, oh my god, you suck, even though that's not the truth. I can't fathom sending 2 buy limits in a 30-minute period that just get fucking ran over like a train. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I don't understand. And then people try and say, oh, I'm profitable. No, you're not. You only have those funded accounts because you own that firm, buddy. Oh, maybe we're going to get it. Yay. Maybe not. We'll fucking find out. Man, I swear to God, this dude TJFX is garbage. Like, yo, I can't believe I just said his name. Dude, this dude is horrible. Be posting a day in the life videos. Like, yo, choose one avenue, dude. Are you trying to be a YouTuber or a fucking trader, or are you trying to own a prop firm? Just being honest. Like, yo, you're fucking garbage, TJ. I hope you're watching this. You're fucking trash. Like, oh my God, dude, you're horrible. The dude doesn't have to worry about losing the account. He owns the Forex Funder, the fucking firm that I promote. Because I like it. I don't have any issues with it right now. I don't. If I have an issue or if someone presents me with an issue, I'll happily be like, fuck this firm. But until I have an issue, until someone I know proves they have an issue, they're a fine firm for me. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit? Give me 20% off for all my members. You know what I mean? They help me run giveaways to give back to the community. And I haven't had no issues with payouts, with passing, with anything. You know what I mean? So, but still, dude, you suck. I don't know what the fuck you're doing over here sending buy limits in a public, the Forex Funder, the Telegram when they're fucking all garbage, right? First, he had an entry at 1982, boom, lost. Now he put one in 1977, which he has a stop loss of 75. I don't know what the fuck this dude is doing. He has no reason to be buying here. No reason whatsoever. All we're seeing is bearishness. You're fucking retarded, TJ. You're a fucking clown. You're making yourself look so bad. Fucking loser. Like, come on now, bro. Like, damn, bro. You're supposed to be helping people out, not literally giving them loss after loss. And he did this shit yesterday, too. That's why I'm calling this nigga out. He's fucking horrible. Yet people will happily go and pay him fucking $300 a month just because he's been on a private jet. Yeah, I know they have server maintenance, that I'll be real. That's the first red flag I've seen through them is the fact that they've had server maintenance on their payment gateway for like 3.5 weeks now. That's the first red flag I've seen from them. And I know, trust me, I know. I'm not discrediting that. I'm not trying to play it like that's not the truth. It's the truth. And it's fucking weird. They say it's supposed to be fixed today. If it's not fixed today, I'm taking that up from a 1 red flag to 2 red flags. You know what I mean? That's why I say, go with the prop firm of your choice. There's so many of them, right? If you want a reliable, like never had any issues from anybody in the world, like FTMO, My Forex Funds, those are the 2 that you can confidently say you will not experience issues, right? You can go with other firms too. Like there are other firms that are good too, like Top Tier Trader, the Funded Trader, right? But the reason why I don't want to say I'm hesitant on those, I haven't had issues there either, is they're both owned by traders. And I don't like that idea of being owned by a trader. Like Q Banks owns Top Tier Trader. The Funded Trader is owned by, I don't even remember, right? But both of them have good year-long history. I've gotten payouts on both of them. I have no issues with them, right? But it definitely like, and look, that Rocket 21, they be giving up mad red flags too, talking about giving away a Lambo. At least it's some kind of a contest, but I don't know, right? You still have Rocket, you have Leveled Up Society, which is Raoul's, right? I don't know, it's one of those things where, for now they're all going fine, right? But if I had one prop firm to trade on, it would be FTMO or my Forex funds, right? I would get funded on those, and then I would expand to at some point, maybe a shady firm, right? At some point, maybe leveled up, maybe top tier, maybe the funded trader, maybe Rocket 21 goes awry, right? But as long as I'm funded on FTMO and my Forex funds, I'm not worried about it because I'm not out nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like those other firms would be like my third, my fourth, my fifth in a list. That's what I would do, right? I recommend that to everybody. Get funded on FTMO, get funded on my Forex funds. There's $1 million in capital. If you want more, go for top tier. If you want more, go for the funded trader. If you want more, go with Rocket 21 or Leveled Up, right? You can get $3.5 million through the firms that I just mentioned. Leveled Up, my Forex funds, top tier, the funded, Rocket 21, FTMO, and E8. You can get $3.5 million through them. Even if it takes you from now until the end of the year, that's $3.5 million you didn't have this year. You know what I'm saying? But definitely always start with something that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But you guys know me. I'm transparent. If I have issues with the Forex Funder, you guys are going to be the first to know. I don't like this sell anymore. If you took it, get the fuck out of it for a small little like 15 pip loss. I just don't like it. No point in me having it. I did enter it and I got out of it. 15 pip loss. Not even 15. 12 pip loss. Who gives a shit? 12 pips. You mad about 12 pips? You got something else coming for you, buddy. All right, guys. I'm going to be wrapping up this live here in the next 5-10 minutes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know, hopefully you guys found some information that is, helping you in your trading career. Hopefully you're, maybe a little bit more interested in the Forex Funded family than you were earlier. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I truly believe we are one of the best education platforms there is to learn trading, right? I'm not going to say I am the best, right? But I'm definitely one of the best. And, I hope that you guys, can see that too, if you don't, cool, that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm obviously a little bit biased because I fucking am the owner and everything. But, the results that I get from my members, the feedback that I get, they're very happy with the amount of knowledge that they receive with our help. And if you want to take it slow, join the free Telegram, right? Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow the Instagram, right? You have more than enough things for free that you can do to slowly learn and be like, all right, you know what? I've been watching this dude, Pete, for 4 months now, and he knows what he's doing. Let me join him for $89 a month. If it doesn't work, I'm out $89. If it works, I'm fucking learning how to trade. Simple. You know what I mean? So basically a little update. We came into these liquidity areas, right? That we mentioned over here. We came and tapped the high, which is, we took this liquidity, and then we have one down here. The low is 77, which I'm almost certain we tapped already too. 77. The low is 74. So yeah. So I'm really looking for, as I mentioned earlier, right? I have to change it a little bit now, but that bearish move, bullish pullback, and then further downside. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to try and see if we're able to snipe another entry, another sell position. Taking a quick look at everything. What I do see is we have this broken area of support right here that we already retested like right away, but that would be another decent area for us to try and sell again. Man, this chart looks so fucking dirty. It is what it is. And I'd look to take it lower. Whether it's a 38 or whether we come up to 6-1, I'll be looking for one or the other. With a nice rejection, I will sell for more gains, targeting the lows and then further lower. As I mentioned on US 38, we got out at a good time, but at the same time, we're coming up to 6-1. Price action is not necessarily on my side today with this one. I mean, it's on my side, don't get me wrong, but And my stop would have held at whatever, this 50, 60 area, 150, 160 area. But I don't have an entry anymore. I took my small little 15 pip loss that I'm not complaining about. And yeah, it is what it is. I probably should be getting in on it if I'm going to be 100% honest, right? We're retesting these moving averages. The one thing I really don't like is we still have 8 above 20, which is a little weird, but we'll probably end up fixing that here in the next hour. But overall, until we break this low here, this little structure is bullish. So this could end up being a higher low that pushes us higher. But what I'm trying to get into is if we do break those lows here, we should see something like this in a retest, and then we can look for further sells. And that is something that I would be looking at here on gold. Just going over it one last time for you guys. I'm going to be monitoring 38 and 61 and looking for a sell, another sell. Nice way to end the day. But if we don't get it, we don't get it. I'm not going to push it. We already had, 2 valid sell entries, right? We had this one over here in Asian, and we had this one here in New York. So, and they both gave off, 100 pips, right? This one gave off is, probably fucking 150-ish. This one's currently about 65, and it saw a low of 100. So maybe we'll be able to get some kind of price action that supports us going lower. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll get, somewhere in this area and head down lower, right? And I'll send that out to the free room and the paid room right now, the mentorship, right? And here at US 30, same thing. Ideally, I really do want lower. But we are grabbing this 6-1, so I don't, it's hard for me to say, oh, we're going to come back to 6-1 again, because no, we shouldn't, right? So obviously this big break here, but at the same time, if we do continue lower, probably bounce off this level, get a retest and a sell, right? So yeah, I know that might seem a little complicated. It's really more easy than you think it is. And yeah, if you need full updates every single time something happens, that's a reason to join the mentorship, because I give every single update, every single trade I get into, I send. And yeah, so once again, I hope you guys who are watching us on YouTube, I hope that you guys enjoyed this live. I hope you learned a little bit of something. And we really do hope to see you again. We hope to see you in our next live. We hope to see you in our free Telegram. We hope to see you on Instagram, and possibly even the newest member of the Forex Funded family, aka our mentorship program. So with that being said, hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and let's see if we can get another sell on gold and possibly US 30 as well. But yeah,